Good evening, everyone. This is Vice Admiral J.L. Galloway here today with Rear Admiral Jenny Hay, our Fleet Deputy Commander, and our
Howdy, howdy.
Community Manager, Captain Scott Sterling. I had to
Hi,
think what
guys.
I had to think of what CM stood for a second.
Or center seat CM apparently still.
The center seat CM. He's a Community Manager. We agreed. He does
Yes,
all of our moderation for us. What I'm
he
excited about is
does.
we're back on a Wednesday. Hopefully for the near future. I know
Yes.
we did last week too.
Well,
Well,
according to my
I'm not drinking
boss.
soda.
hmm
It's just soda. Oh, you're making fun of me because it's not Dr. Pepper.
And it's Coke. Everything's Coke. This is Coke.
That's Coke.
hmm
Well, this is cherry Coke
That's
from
just Coke.
Kroger.
Hey, you know what? Kroger's off brands are pretty decent.
I like the regular Coke one too because it's more of like a lime taste to it. Oh, okay.
Welcome, Brett.
Yes. Wow, I got in
Ooh,
on the beginning. It's nice. Well, it helps if Starfleet International doesn't decide to do theirs on the same night as we do ours.
yes.
Yes.
This is
That's
very
why
true.
This is why we chose Wednesday and not Tuesday and Thursday.
hmm
But for our Starfleet International friends out there, you should definitely check out their podcast. There you go, Steve. Your 5 seconds of fame on the show, at least.
Um, I want to take a note that it looks like StreamYards has done an update, and the look at the comments looks really nice now.
The comments look nice.
Well, look
Ooh,
at when I
Mhm.
posted on the chat.
I see it. It does look nice. It's
I
even
like it.
bigger.
It is
I like
bigger. You
that.
can actually
You can actually see
see
it better.
the profile picture of the people,
I know,
which I
right?
guess could be good or bad.
Yeah.
But welcome, Brett. I'm glad you
Yes.
got in the beginning of us.
Yes, me too. I'm very glad. So, as today's episode suggests, today we're going to be talking about Star Trek Day and our first Fleet Day that we finally had. So I'm excited about that. We're also going to be diving in a little bit about episode 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks. And then from there, let me see what else we have on the list. And then we'll dive into Star Trek Day itself. There's a couple minor little spoilers, especially in next. Okay, so we're already 2 weeks behind because we did take last week off for the holiday. So we're not on episode 5 like we should be. So by the time we actually cover episode 6, it won't be a spoiler because we already agreed that we won't cover it the new episode the week it airs. So that's why we're right now we're 2 behind because of that reason. That's totally
Mm-hmm.
fine with me. But I do want to let you guys know though that after tomorrow's episode, the Ready Room with Will Wheaton comes back on.
Yeah.
He made an
Yep.
announcement that they're going to be doing that. So who knows what little Trek nuggets are going to hide in there that we can pull apart.
The
Um,
ready room's always good to watch after the episode.
Yeah, and our community manager and our deputy fleet commander were great people this weekend, or especially yesterday, because unfortunately I wasn't able to partake in most of Star Trek Day because of work obligations, which is sad. But for
Work.
anybody like, well, I'm saying anybody like me though, Scott already pointed out to us that most of yesterday's panels are already on YouTube. So
And we will discuss some of the when we get to it, some of the announcements.
okay,
But we will give people warning before we discuss some of the announcements.
okay, all right. So I think we can transition to our first topic of the day. Moist Vessel. By far, in my opinion, this is the best episode of the series
Should
so
we?
far.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, do it.
I was like, should we
Sure,
do something first?
go
Yes.
ahead, do it.
I'm not prepared. Look at me. Okay, ready, guys?
Someone's
Yeah.
All right.
slapping.
If you have headphones on, it might be loud.
Ow.
I
But you
gave
did
you
warn us.
warning,
You did give me warning.
and I did say you do this.
And I still went, ow.
Just say it
Uh
loud to me,
oh.
but
What is this? 4-letter word.
sharum, shem, sharum,
There we go.
shaking head. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that 4-letter word.
I know a lot
Right.
of 4-letter words, but not the word he's probably thinking of.
Jenny, no, Jenny, no. You should see
Luck?
Jenny Unplugged. You should see Jenny Unplugged.
Luck?
Shajam?
Sajam?
I don't know that word
I
either.
think he meant shame.
Shame.
This is why we have a community manager.
I just speak typo. That's what it is.
Okay.
You're hired.
I was
right.
talking about anyways, back to Moist Vessel, because we will go on a tangent about random stuff again.
What, us? No, not
No,
us.
not us.
When do we not?
We're totally
All
not
right.
called the center seat because we never in the center seat.
Well, of course I'm in the center seat right here. See? I got a seat.
I'm in the center seat.
It's in the center.
Actually, if you technically think, Scott is technically in center seat because he's the center of both of us.
Wow, Scott.
Mhm.
Wow.
And
I
his
see
name
how
is
you are.
center seat.
The word was work. Oh, work. Yeah.
Learned.
Work? How did
Work. Well, let's see. WS. Okay, I think he was just one key off when he typed them. No, because that would have worked.
anyways. Okay.
Okay. But he's right. Absolutely right. Work is a 4-letter word. We're going on a slight tangent. Sorry.
Yes, it is.
Even though we did the whole we'll come back to the tangent and work and the 4-letter word and why the Star Trek Day in the next segment. Let's actually get back on topic because I do, just like Jenny, I want to discuss Moist Vessels. By far is my favorite episode so far in Lower Decks.
Mine too.
Scott, what about you?
I like it too.
But is it
All
your
right.
favorite so far?
Possibly.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Put him
okay.
in
What
the,
else?
I put him in the center seat.
Give us another contender.
No, I liked it. I was just messing with you too.
Oh, okay. I get enough of it from her.
If y'all tangent real
Can't you be
quick.
on
If
my
y'all
side?
could see, if y'all could see our private chat on Facebook, yeah,
Yeah.
just go with that. Yeah.
Look, I'm getting a phone call from my son. Probably want to know when I'm going to go pick him up.
He has no clue that he's on.
Well, let's let him know. Hi, Nathaniel. You're on tonight. You're on live. Say hi to everybody. Bye.
Take me home. Nope.
That's what he wants. He wants to go home. Both kids did, but they spent the night at my sister's last night, and they're gonna have to wait till after the podcast is over.
You had a kid-free night too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet you and your wife enjoyed a kid-free night. Nice, quiet house
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yes, we went to bed early. No, that wasn't a euphemism for anything. No kids, no noise, no distraction.
Yeah, quiet house.
Mhm.
Yes.
Time to get some rest.
Yep.
Tangent. Tangent. I mean, we should just call the show Tangent because
You're
we can never stay on topic.
Well, okay. Let's get back on topic. We're gonna do this.
Hey,
okay?
Moist Vessel.
Moist Vessel. How do you go from tangent to Moist Vessel?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, in the episode, Boyer does go on a tangent about Mariner and how she gets promoted. And he's like,
So,
what? Sorry.
all right. So maybe we should
See?
lead into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So for anybody who does not want to know anything about the episode, I would suggest going and get a cup of soda or some coffee, water. Go use the bathroom really quick. We'll try to make this fast-ish.
Ish.
So the episode starts off with Boimler. It kind of starts off with him, but the whole episode's basically about Mariner and
Yeah.
and her mom. This is a Mariner and her mom heavy scenario. First, okay, so I'm gonna go on a slight tangent, but I'm gonna come back to it. So for people who don't realize at this point by episode 5, this show is mainly focused around Mariner and Boimler. I mean, you do have Tendi and you do have Rutherford, but this season
Mhm.
so far is mainly focused around those two characters. So
hmm
we've been getting a lot of Boimler. Now we got a Mariner episode, and we're learning about
Pretty
her
much.
and her
Yeah.
backs. Well, not completely her backstory, but we're getting little
Yeah,
bits of it.
we get a little bit of it. I really wish they would give us more of her backstory in the future because
Maybe they'll
I
address
want to know why. I want to know why she was promoted and then
Well, we kind
didn't
of got a
like being
hint.
promoted.
We
You
kind of
kind
got a
of
hint.
Yeah, hint, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
So
really, really want to know what really triggered everything for her to be pushed back to her mothership.
yeah, like I said, we're not going to go into heavy spoilers, but we're going to go into
No.
enough spoilers where we can talk about it. So the episode is basically about her and her mother clashing, and then no matter what her mom tries to do to her, she finds a way to find joy out of it.
Mhm.
So then the first officer and the mom are talking. Well, I don't know if the first officer knows that they're related,
Yeah, I don't think anybody on the ship knows.
which is an interesting twist
Mhm.
because the first officer makes a point. It's like, why don't you just request a transfer for her? But I don't think he realizes that the admiral says you're keeping our daughter. You know, she's not going anywhere. Deal with her. You know.
Pretty much.
So, but the episode starts off that way. It doesn't matter what mom signs her; she finds a way to have fun with it all.
And
And
that's like a life lesson.
yes and no. When you do something purposely to piss off your parents, and then you take joy in it,
True.
and then your
No.
parents find out about it, and it just makes them angrier and wants to make them do. I can relate as a parent,
But I'm just
and as
saying,
a
if
child
you're
growing up.
told to do something you don't appreciate, try to find the fun in it.
Okay, there's that. But we're talking about the whole idea behind this scenario
Is
is
is her mom trying to kick her off the ship, trying to get her to want to request to leave the ship?
yes, but only because it doesn't matter what the thing is. Mariner will find a way
Yeah.
to make her mom's life a living hell.
Yep.
She doesn't do it. Well, okay. I don't know what the right word is because she is malicious when she's doing it, but she's not cruel hearted in her
No.
intention. It's more like, look, mom, look what I can do to you this week, or
What?
mom, oh, so you're not proud of me, mom? Great, look what I'm going to do this week to
Yeah.
to further
It's like
that
maybe I think maybe
passive
it's
aggressive.
because. Well, yes, but I'm thinking maybe she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom, and so she's doing this out of outcry for a relationship with her mom.
It could be because we did
Could
see a
be.
little character building between the two in this episode,
Mhm.
which was kind of nice to see too. But so we get this scenario where it doesn't matter what she does, and mom's like, and the XO are getting together, like, how can we change this around and make her request a transfer? Well, Mariner's too smart, and she's already figured out what she's trying to do. So she's
Mhm.
already out trying to smart her mom again, and then a situation happens on the ship, and then they end up working together, and then mom's like, "Oh, I'm proud of you, daughter." And then what does she do at the very last end of the very last part of the episode?
Screw everything over.
hmm
And then, okay, so Jenny was kind of talking about. So the thing I did not mention during this whole process, right? Because I want to go light on the spoilers. Mariner gets promoted to lieutenant and is made a department head because she knows that her daughter does not want to be a department head, does not want to sit in those meetings and talk about chairs and leather
Chairs.
stripes and everything else. She doesn't want to go to a meeting to go to another meeting. She does get her own fancy room. And meanwhile, Boimler's pissed. He's been kissing up. He's been doing everything he can. He doesn't realize that only reason mom promoted her was to get rid of her.
River. Mhm.
I'm trying to make that comment very generic because I don't want to give away too much of the episode. But so then Boimler, is trying to figure out, oh, well, if she acts that way, maybe I can act that way. But of course, he's not Mariner. He doesn't have the smoothness behind it.
No.
And by this point, the crew's pretty much ignores him. They don't realize he's being evil Boimler.
But he only really did one evil thing, so.
Yeah. So you
But
get through that whole. Go ahead.
I said I feel bad for Boyer because he's trying his best. He's being like the model employee, Starfleet officer, and yet he sees Mariner go get it, not knowing that behind that what's going on. Sees Mariner, who not the very most model one, get promoted,
Mhm.
and I would be the same way. I'd be extremely mad too.
But on the same token, as a captain of a starship or even a site supervisor of my real life, that 4-letter word that we're not going to mention, I don't know if I would promote somebody like Boimler or even
No.
recommend it. If we're being honest, yeah,
Yeah.
he might be a great junior officer, but in order to be a senior officer, you need to have leadership skills, and he's lacking
Yes.
those.
I would say Boimler almost seems to me like he's trying, and we all know this already, but he's trying way too hard for that. He needs some experience before he does it.
Well,
Yeah.
and Mariner's helping him as much as he doesn't realize it, and you see
Mhm.
that in the episodes. You know who she reminds me of? Did both of you guys see Down Periscope?
Oh
This
yeah.
Yes.
is not a tangent, okay? This is not a tangent where I'm going to keep it right on point. So, do you guys remember Spanik?
Yes.
Mhm.
And then there was a time where Lieutenant Commander Dodge, the captain of the ship, says, "Hispanic, why didn't you make a peep? You would have totally gave us away." He's like, "Sir, I'm only out to screw myself. I'm not out to screw everybody else. That would be unethical."
That's true. I never thought about putting
Mhm.
those two together, but yeah.
Mariner, I think, is the same way. She's only out
Mhm.
to screw herself. It
Not
looks
to.
like it's yeah, but she cares about the crew. She cares about the ship. She cares about her crewmates.
And look, she
Especially
does have some skills because you look back in the second episode
hmm
where she goes and helps those farmer people
yeah.
secretly. So she does have a kind heart. She just doesn't like. I don't know
There,
there's something going on, but something that we don't know what's going on with her.
and that is why she's so intriguing.
Mhm.
Because you see all these things, you're like, she would make a great officer. She would do this, she'd make a great lieutenant. And then, and
But
then you get to this episode, she gets promoted to lieutenant out of spite of her mom. Her mom does it out of spite. And then she goes through this whole hassle. Mom has her on the breaking point, and she's trying to figure out how to come back from this.
so, like I said, we were talking this off um off camera, off scene, whatever. I wish that hopefully soon we get more background story of Mariner and what happened to where she does not want to be promoted. And could you go through Starfleet your whole life not getting promoted
Mm,
and just be a lower decker?
it worked for the
Possibly.
I mean,
it worked for the Voyager crew. It worked for Harry Kim.
yeah, but Harry Kim was an officer. Even though he was an ensign, he was an officer.
Well, actually, he was a senior officer as an ensign.
Yeah.
He was actually the Gamma ship duty officer.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then, of course, they had a little fun with him. Now we're going on a tangent. They had a little fun with him saying, "Is it true you make the night crew call you captain?" And of course, that's just their fun way of saying, "Hey, yeah, we're not giving you a promotion. Sorry." No problem. Just call me captain.
Yeah. But he wasn't a lower decker. He was just a senior officer.
hmm
And so Mara didn't want even though she was promoted to lieutenant,
hmm
she didn't want that senior officer duties in general.
Yeah.
Which lots of random tangents.
Mm.
Like she could be a lieutenant but not be a senior officer. So
You mean like
I
a
guess she
special?
could like a specialist. Yeah, she can be a lieutenant and don't have to go to the meetings.
Yeah, except for that's still hard to do because you would have to get yourself promoted, and of course, usually the more promotion you get, the more responsibility you get. You may not be a senior
True.
officer, but you would still be obligated to do other things. And she's
I guess
discovered for some reason, which we don't understand yet why, she discovered she likes being an ensign. We realize that the cartoon doesn't really show you her age, but you get the hint that she's probably in her late
Well,
20s, maybe
oh,
early
I
30s.
can't talk about it because it was
Was it
last
announced
week's
in those
episode.
clips?
No, but there's a scene in the other episode that kind of gives you There's a scene in last week's episode that kind of gives you an idea that she's older of the lower deckers than the rest of them.
Well, we can mention that. That's fine.
Well,
I mean,
because
we
there's a
won't go into the
flashback
episode.
scene.
Mhm.
There's a flashback scene of
For the 70s.
her of the 70s. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, we don't know if it's 70s or not. Well, we don't know what but there's a scene where she had big 70s hair,
Yeah.
and she was talking about one of her coworkers.
And the first
And
contact uniform.
yeah,
Mhm.
so she has to be an older person.
Well, and my theory is the reason why she wants to stay on the lower deckers, buffer time.
Buffer time.
Or
That's
maybe
where
it's
we
the
get-
camaraderie of sharing a space with everybody.
Yeah.
I can speak for the fact that when you live in the barracks of the Marine Corps, for example, or it could be true of people who went to college and live in the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
There's a special camaraderie that everybody shares together. You know, it brings everybody closer.
And maybe she
Um,
likes that.
Maybe. We really don't know. And that's what's going to be the great part about these episodes. Is figuring out more of the story. But I'm feeling the next 4 episodes, well, because we're going at episode 6, so 5 episodes, because we haven't seen 6 yet, that they're probably going to be wrapping up the whatever story arc they're working on with them. I don't know what their end game goal is in the first season here.
Yeah,
I don't know if
neither. There's no.
it's too early to predict at this point.
Mhm.
Because like with the with Discovery, I kind of knew what the end game goal was. Red
Mhm.
Angel, go into the future, because they announced it before the end of the season that they were, they gave people time to prepare. But I feel like in this series, they're not giving us that time to prepare. And then even though the stories aren't completely serialized like the other shows and they're more episodic, you still get little bits of character growth like you did in TNG.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see where they're going. I don't know what the end of the series is. Maybe there isn't one. I mean,
Maybe.
maybe because I'm just so used to serialized stories now that I'm expecting some kind of end, and there may not be.
Yeah, because the past two new series have been a story arc,
Yeah,
and
Picard and Discovery.
Picard and Discovery are both very story arcy
Mhm.
ones. Very very story
Driven. Yeah.
driven. Yeah, that's the word.
And then there's Short Treks and Lower Decks, and
Yeah.
those are both like one-off episodes.
Pretty much,
Lower Decks is
which I love.
Yeah, well, Lower Decks, not Lower Decks. Short Treks especially is a one-off episode.
Hmm.
But
But Short Trek tends to go and follow with a episode of mostly Discovery. There is one Short Trek that went into Picard.
And we'll see. Maybe going forward, we'll see something else.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was basically Moist Vessel. Oh, at the very end of the episode, Mariner managed to get herself re-demoted. I'm not going to mention how. You guys need to discover that for yourself. But I love the scene though with her and Boimler. Boimler, she's like, she's back in her bunk, or in the bunk area, and he's like, "You're an ensign again?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm really good at getting myself demoted."
Yep.
Which makes it seem like it's not the first time she's been demoted down to ensign.
I mean, the rate that she was going, I'm surprised she could have got kicked out the way that she was acting with that person who demoted her. The things she was doing.
Well, we don't know if it was that person. It could have been the captain that demoted her too.
Yeah, yeah.
We really don't know who demoted. All we know is that she got re-demoted again. She's back to being an ensign. We kind of knew that was going to happen, even from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, we knew it's going to happen. I mean, they could have just yeah.
But, okay, what do you guys want to say about the episode that I haven't already covered? Because I want to be fair. I've been doing a lot of the talking.
It's my favorite. It's a really good episode. The storyline's good. The storyline is kind of silly, but
the whole series is kind of silly.
Right.
Well,
but
if you think this episode's silly, wait till you see next week's episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
See, but this episode is at least silly in a good way. It literally ain't spoiled for next week. I didn't think next week's episode was silly in a good way. I thought it was
It's
a
kind of
little bit
stupid.
much. It was stupid and a bit much.
Yeah.
Just a
No,
little too much. We'll
but
talk about
I
it.
rather watch that one than the first episode again. I did not like the first episode.
Really? Is it just
Really.
because there's too much chaos?
Yeah,
And-
way too much chaos for a first episode.
Well,
And way
they
too
had
much stupidity with it. Like I understand it's short tracks. I mean not short. It's lower decks. It's meant to be we call it taken lightly, you know. But the very first episode, it just seemed a little too stupid to happen and not
Yeah.
realistic. Yes, I know it's animation and I know it's lower decks. It's not supposed to be realistic, but it was a little too, really too, like, come on, really, that type of thing. Like,
Okay, here's a silly
this,
question then. Do we think the California class ship will come into Star Trek Online?
I hope so.
Scott?
I hope so. actually like the way that ship looks.
But it'd be a kit bash if they did. I would like to see it on the
Probably.
Galaxy as a kit bash.
Mhm.
But then that means they would have to take the that under section of the steam runner and stretch it a little bit.
Bless you.
thank you.
I don't know. Can we talk about? I guess was that part of that same episode, Scott?
It was the beginning of the next one, so we should probably not go further than that.
Oh, the
Okay.
party chat, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. You're gonna
it's
have
last
to tune
week
in next
episode.
week. You're gonna have to tune in next week, and then we'll announce what we couldn't discuss this week. Sorry. Show notes. All right.
See,
Anyway,
if you would join us,
live on Wednesdays in the in StreamYards, you too
you can
can.
see what we're talking about.
All I ask is if you come on and join us, that you talk. Have no problem being on the camera. Anybody's welcome at any time to come on and join us.
Yeah, just
But
let us know.
However, I do think that we've kind of discussed most of the things we can with that episode.
Uh-huh.
There are a lot of things we left out. There's a lot of funny scenes that we left out on purpose because I want to give you guys a chance to watch it if you haven't already. And if you have, you know exactly what we're talking about. So I want to transition to this topic, our first Fleet 31 day. Jenny and I have been talking about this for a while, so has Scott. He's joined in on from time to time, but so the way we decide we're going to do Fleet Day going forward is the 31st of each month will be our Fleet Day. And our first Fleet Day was back on August 31st. And what we decided we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and recognize one of our chapters and its commanding officer and potentially its crew. So in this case, it was myself and Jenny. Here's a message that I wrote. It says, "Happy Fleet 31 Day. Rear Admiral Jenny Hay and myself want to introduce Fleet 31 Day to our community at large. So on every 31st day, we will celebrate Fleet 31 Day. Each day we will have a community spotlight. For August Fleet 31 Day, we want to recognize Captain Michael. I think it's
Malame, right?
no.
Malame.
No,
No, it's not. But I apologize, Michael. I remember you told me it was like Malamu or something like that, but we'll say Malame because it's but he'll recognize Malame, but it's actually not. I mean, he's what nationality did he say he was? I apologize. I think he said he was like Filipino.
Yes.
Yeah. So however you pronounce, I'm not pronouncing those words correct. I mean the letters correctly in there. It's like Malamu or something like that. But and the crew of the USS Veracity. His long-standing and dedication to the fleet and the community is commendable, and we are happy to have him in the fleet. Signed, me. So basically, before I go into his response, Michael has been a part of this crew from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He's always posting a lot of things. He's led most of our Fleet 31 dinners in Star Trek Las Vegas, except for the year that we both weren't able to go, and then Jenny and Scott hosted it for us, which thank you to you, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, he's just been out there. He sends pictures all the time. He really promotes Star Trek, and he's just a fun guy to be around. And if you guys have a chance, I recommend meeting Michael. Him and his wife Karen are great people, very warm, friendly, loving. And if you get a chance to see him in cosplay, especially their Ferengis. It is
Oh,
totally
yeah.
worth it.
Oh my
They
gosh.
totally get into character.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and their board cosplays too are
Yeah.
really, really well done.
Michael is
Yeah.
just a very well talented man. He can make almost any prop you need.
hmm
He's a very talented man.
Yeah. So Michael had to say in response to us was, "Thank you, Vice Admiral Galloway and Rear Admiral Hay, for your kind words. I have known about Fleet 31 for about nearly 10 years. I was in Fleet 31 when Captain Cameron Wilkinson was admiral of our fleet. He was our first fleet commander.
He's the
I have,
founder.
yeah, he's also our founder. I have seen us grow and mature, disintegrate, split, restart, and thrive. We have been through the Kobayashi Maru test and the year of hell. We will not give up. We will not give. Sorry, will not give up. Not give up hope. We may have to regroup, start over, stop, rest, drop from exhaustion, but that's not giving up. The human spirit to beat the odds. Okay, sorry. The drive to survive is written into our DNA. Fleet 31 has a DNA coding that will adapt and find new ways to survive. I am proud to be a Fleet 31, uphold Gene's ideals. We deserve no less. So say we all live long and prosper. I do like that little hint of Battlestar Galactica in there.
I do too.
So that's Michael. He's gonna be our first spotlight. Our next one will be on Halloween. I
Yeah.
already have my nomination suggestions, but it will really be the three of us deciding who we want, and then we'll boil it down from there. So the 31st happens more than once a year, so this won't be a monthly thing, but this will be occasionally, and I think that's good because if you do,
It's going to be about every other month, mostly.
yeah, and I think that's good. Because
hmm
if you do it like every month, or if it becomes too repetitive, then it might lose its meaning a little.
hmm
And always, if you guys have suggestions, something we should look into,
Mhm.
let us know. Sometimes we don't know what's. I mean, we're both. Yeah, we're the CEO and XO of the whole fleet, but sometimes we don't know all the things people are doing behind the scenes.
We only see what we can see on their chapter pages and what we can
hmm
see on the fleet pages. There are other
And
people who are posting and active, and like I said, I'm already thinking about them for next time.
I was going to say to kind of coincide with what you guys are talking about, a great way to give us suggestions is to join our Discord, which I'm posting the link now for.
Thank you.
Look at
I do
look
love
at
our Discord.
our community manager. He's great.
I know if I can get the deputy fleet commander to be on Discord more instead of on Facebook. But on
I'm
the
on
same,
Discord all the time. What are you talking about?
So am I.
Who
You just
posted
don't
a
see
link
me.
today? Who does all of the reminders for people to join us?
This is true.
you do like 95% of them.
Excuse me.
Hey,
I've done every
I
single
did
one.
mine. I did my own page. I did the Moorhead.
I did
That's
my
two.
page. I did Fleet 31 page. I did Discord. I sent it to other friends to join so they can see how awesome we are.
Or
It's
how awesome you are.
it's even in the USS Rio
Because
chat.
I'm the
Jay.
best.
She beat me to that one.
Yeah, I
Oh,
put it in the USS Rio chat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I do.
Well, I
Remember
didn't put it in the
somebody,
chat yet, but yeah.
I do remember somebody calling me us a loser the other day.
Whatever. Person who doesn't like steak. Sorry, tangent. Behind the scenes story.
Yes, I have high cholesterol, so I learned a long time ago not to like steak.
And candy corn's disgusting.
No, it's not. Scott, be the tiebreaker.
Uh
The woman you
Mm,
want to marry, or the guy that you see once a year.
She already knows this. I like candy corn, so although I don't eat a whole lot of it.
Yeah, like once a year, right during Halloween.
Pretty much.
oh.
Because after that, you want to be like Jenny here, puking because it's too much. There's another one that I can only handle once a year. Speaking of candy, slide tangent here. Caramel apple, Milky Ways.
Mhm.
I love it during Christmas, but beyond that, ugh.
I don't like
gross.
Milky Ways, but caramel apples I like, but not a lot.
Oh. And for those who don't have our Discord, there it is. I don't remember when Brent sent that, but it wasn't him this time apparently.
That was way. Oh, because
That was
it was
way
during
long
our we were talking about spoilers. He goes, "It's not me this time. I've seen it." It's
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
hadn't seen it last time. Okay. So yeah, so our Fleet 31 days, we still, speaking of our Fleet 31 days, that is something separate from our Fleet Community Event Day that we
Event
want
day.
to do.
Hmm.
We still need to pick a date. We're going to be using Kahoot. We got Zoom mostly worked out. I don't know. I wouldn't mind maybe doing another test run, or do you want to try going live with it, Jenny?
Either way.
Well, I wouldn't mind another test run. Make sure we have all
Mhm.
the bugs figured out before we start over.
Really promoting it.
Mhm. That also, if right now most of the convention things are closing up, and I don't want to be competing against other things.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Brett, you
Brett,
should join us
that's what I was
because
gonna say. We should create a segment called the Tangent.
we should.
You
It should be
know,
at the beginning of the show
it should be the
before we
whole
go into
episode.
it. True. Well, we did have that random Monday,
we did have Random Monday. That was
which
fun.
is like an entire tangent.
Well, we have General Talk. I guess we can rename that Tangent.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Tangent time, General Talk. But we haven't gotten to the last subject that I wanted to get into yet.
No,
But
there's two other things I like to talk about, but yeah.
is that under a Star Trek Day?
One's on Star Trek Day, and one is something that got announced today via email.
But it's still Star Trek. But
It's still Star Trek.
really?
It is Star Trek based. Is this what
It
I
is
sent
Star
you
Trek based.
earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a comment in the private chat on this group page about what I want to talk about.
Okay,
I see it now.
I did not read that email, so please talk about it.
Are we doing that now?
Why not? Or should we go 30-second timeout and talk about it in private?
No, it's not that kind of a spoiler.
STOV announced 3 more guests
Oh,
at the so it's going to be Mary Chifo.
ooh,
I did read
Laurel
the email
from
already.
Discovery.
The lady who plays Dodge. I forgot her name.
No, that's not
Isla Briones, I think is how you
Yeah,
pronounce
that's
her
her
last name.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays Eleanor.
Oh, he'll be good too.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
forgot his name. Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
Because I
Well, did you hear about the thing Mary Chifo is also doing during STOV?
No.
she's also doing a yoga class, and she's
Yoga with
done
Mary.
yoga classes. She did yoga classes on the cruise.
Oh.
On the pool deck in the morning. So
What-
yeah.
what-
And Eleanor Evagora
Okay.
is for Eleanor from a card. So the three more guests for STOV now.
That's cool. So we kind of transitioning into Star Trek Day, which, as I hinted earlier, I did not get to partake in because of people at work.
Sad day.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
So guys,
mhm.
for all of our fellow Trekkies out there, please don't give your bosses a hard time where they have to do work and they have to miss it on Trek Day. And then, of course, the next thing you know is Jenny sending him a message, and Scott sending a message, and they're talking about how great things are in the panel. And meanwhile, I'm over here doing my paperwork, doing my job. I'm like, like, no. But yeah, please be on time to work. That's all I ask. That's all your employer asks.
To be on time is to be late. No, to be early is to be on time. To be on time, to be is late, and to be late, be left behind.
Yeah, somebody knows the military motto.
Or a marching band. That was what we were told.
Oh, okay. Well, it's also the Marine Corps believes that too. But at my work, because we work security, if I tell you to come in 5 minutes early, I have to pay you for that time. So what I have to tell people is be on time. I said, if you need to, you can come in early, but you're not required to walk that door. I have to toe that company line very carefully. That aside.
Tangents again.
No, it's still the same thing. Because of that, I didn't get a chance to, and it really bummed me out. It really bummed me out. And like Scott was suggesting earlier, guys, YouTube. Seriously, if you haven't watched it, or
They
maybe you're
are
busy too, go onto YouTube and watch them.
very short. That's one thing. Okay, so I'll kind
Go
of
ahead.
go over.
Please.
They were really good. They had some. They were all. I found out because I'm friends with Garrett with my cruise group.
Where were they? First of all,
So there was a Discovery panel, which I missed because I was going through some issues. Not issues at home. We were getting a new dish installed in our house,
okay.
satellite dish, and so I couldn't be in my room because he was in and out of my room getting things set up on my TV and all that stuff. So I didn't get to watch Discovery Panel yet.
Oh,
And then finally I gave up and got my laptop out and sat on my couch and I was like, I don't care if he hears me listening to it. So I started with the Voyager panel. It was really good. They just talked it's like a typical panel, but it was different questions.
I heard they had a special guest.
Mika Burton was the moderator.
Oh,
Mika is LeVar Burton's daughter. And LeVar Burton popped in and said hi to them
nice.
on the Voyager panel. So that was kind of nice. Did the Voyager panel, then there was what was the next panel?
The Voyager went into lower decks, I think.
Lower Decks, and it was really well watching Lower Decks because they had. I'm still trying to get because the Lower Decks is new. I don't know the characters or the actors' names very well. There was Jack. Was Jack is who's Bomir?
It's harder because you don't see their face.
No, and yeah, you can't remember.
Oh,
the
you're
faces.
talking about Boimler.
Boimler, yeah, Jack and Boimler, and then there was basically Boimler, Mariner, and Tendi, and Rutherford showed up.
Okay.
And then the showrunner showed up.
Okay.
And it was really weird because Rutherford's character, I don't know his name yet. Sorry. He sounds just like his character, and it's really weird. Because I met him on that. I didn't meet him beforehand.
Yeah.
And Boimler's character kind of sounds like him, but Tendi, not at all. Noelle. I know Tendi's Noelle Wells. I know that's her name. But and then Mariner kind of off and on. Mm-hmm. So they were good. They made an announcement that the character who does Mariner and Jack are doing an official Star Trek podcast.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I wasn't able to partake in.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, this was on StarTrek.com. Yeah. .com. Originally, but now apparently it's on YouTube. Is it on there?
It's on YouTube, and it's sorry to cut you off, Jay. It's actually also on CBS All Access. So you guys have plenty of different ways to catch up.
Well, I'll be watching on All Access then because I like it better than the little advertisement pop-ups. Even though I pay for the premium subscription, I get those little bars sometimes at the end, bottom, and that annoys me.
Then it went into, I think, the TNG one. What? We all done it.
Well, my cord is long.
See, this is why you go to wireless. You don't have to worry about it.
I've been wanting wireless because I broke my headset. My cord's long too. My dogs and cats have gotten attached to it. At least not Scott, and who were accidentally hit his mute button on his cord when he has a cord.
Mm-hmm.
He would hit his mute button and stop talking to me and not realize that is on mute.
Yeah, we've all done that too.
Okay, so StarTrek.com had these panels. We kind of talked about Voyager a little bit. We talked about Lower Decks.
Right. I think TNG and Picard were next.
Yes.
Wait, before we do that, because it is not an episode that's aired, should we give the spoiler away on Lower Decks? Or should we refer
that's right.
To or should we refer people to CBS All Access and YouTube to discover it on their own?
Probably referring to CBS All Access. That's your better way.
So there is a new how about this? There's a new trailer out. It does have some spoilers in it,
which we can't show you because of copyright.
Which is silly. So if you want, just go and Google. I just YouTubed Lower Decks trailer, and it's the first one I saw. So Yeah, go watch it. If you don't want to, then don't. But I mean, it's a spoiler, but like,
Let's
You
just
know-
say that
It's
there's
not
some
the-
good things coming the rest of the
Mhm.
season.
Okay.
think that. I
Don't
mean,
forget, guys.
it's a good spoiler, but not like a crazy spoiler. I don't think so. But anyways,
What I will say, it's about time.
it is
Yes.
about time,
Yeah, and
and I was waiting for it.
I'm hoping that maybe that same spoiler will make its way into Picard. If not
Yes.
now,
Oh.
maybe at the end of the series where Picard's being. No, I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I have a meme for you. I'll have to track it down and send it to you offline. It's not
Okay.
for here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, River, we all hear you.
Yeah, when that episode comes out, we'll come back to this conversation.
Mhm.
So, I had one problem with the Star Trek Day. It's not like a problem per se, but they had a TNG Picard panel, but it was
A
literally.
TNT Picard panel.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
is
you'll
a-
see why.
You'll
The
see
people
why
who
when you
showed
watch
up.
it.
The people who showed up was Patrick
That's
Stewart.
making my head hurt. Go ahead.
Just wait. People who showed up were Patrick Stewart and Jonathan Frakes.
What about Marina Sirtis?
Nobody else showed up.
And the moderator was Will Wheaton.
Was Will Wheaton.
And they started out the day with Strange New Worlds, and that
Yeah, I
panel
missed
is
Strange
really
News
good.
World, and I missed the Strange News World, and I missed the Discovery panel.
I
But
know what I'm doing after this.
I'm gonna watch CBS All Access and watch them.
Me too. Right after this, right after we're done.
So yeah, what else
So,
there was?
the Star Trek Online did a couple things. While you
Mhm.
think of the next one, Scott's showing off one of them.
This is actually, my background is an updated wallpaper that Thomas Maroney did way back when the game started,
Oh, okay.
and he just took it and updated it,
Oh,
and he released it again today. So right before we get on here, I saw it and grabbed it, and figured it'd be a cool way to show off his art.
nice. And they also yesterday at one time only, which I'm kind of bummed they did that. I wish I would have made it like a few days.
It actually is. If you're talking
it?
about what I think, it's for the next week, or at least the next 4 to 5 days, something like that. But
Why
still
did
there.
they say one day? Because part of the article is kind of confusing on that thing.
It is, and then they kind of corrected it. Like I was in there earlier, and it's still there.
Okay. So, guys, if you play Star Trek Online, go to Earth Space Dock, go to D Space 9, and check out the ships. If you click on it, you'll get a little video clip of like a popular scene. And not the best way of describing it. Like,
Mhm.
a couple of them are kind of sad because there's like a one line, but a couple of the other, I don't want to say which ships are which because I want you to discover them for yourself. But, okay, I'll give a small hint. Like Cisco has like a nice, wonderful passage. And then you have like Picard 3 times on the Enterprise. It's like first one is kind of moderately long, the next two are kind of short.
But once you get through it, at the end of it, you get an accolade that was called Star Trek Day, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, accolades are nice if you're an accolade hunter. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Was this supposed to replace First Contact Day's museum?
I think so. I was hoping it was the First Contact Day Museum because that thing looked great.
I don't know why they got rid of it.
I don't think they got rid of it. I think this was just something they were probably low on time. We need to do something. Here's the best way we can do it.
Yeah, but I think, throw those ships into the museum, have people walk around. I think that would have been cool. But it's not the first time we've had voiceover work. Some of the featured episode revamps have been voiceover work or scenes actually from the series itself. So, I mean, it's not unheard of. But, okay, what else, Jenny? Because, like I said, I didn't in Star Trek Day.
They did Geese Who Drink did trivia.
Ooh.
And you go back, you go to their Twitch page, and you can rewatch them on their Twitch. There were some hard questions, and I couldn't
Were they?
remember any. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be trying to be nice. The host was trying too hard. I'm going to just say with that. And if you watch, you understand. And I had a lot of people on because I'm a special cruise group page, and we're talking, and everybody's like, some people just couldn't watch her because She was trying too hard and trying to kind of fit in with the Star Trek. He really wants to come home. Well,
Tough. Now I'm going to be watching
too bad.
Lord X. Not Lord X. Now I'm going to be watching CBS All Access on the big screen.
Yeah,
So
take
mean.
enjoy the kid-free night.
You mean 2 nights?
Yes.
My sister already said, hey, they can stay another night. Because the other thing, I want to get back to Star Trek Day, but since I mentioned I'm going to finish off and then we'll jump back. In Oregon, we're having some bad weather. I mean, right now it's a really orange glaze outside. There's a lot of smoke overhead. We have fires all around us. We're safe. We're no harm, no danger. But it's creating this orange haze and this smoke field. So because of that, it's really hard to breathe outside. That's another reason I don't want to leave my house. I also have
Mhm.
I have an air filter here, and I have 3 air conditioners pumping through, and those are filtering out the smell mostly. So I mean, it's safer to be home. It's safer for him to be there for the night, honestly. So after the show, I'll call him and say, "No, you're staying there unless Aunt Candy's willing to drive you home. I'm not going out. It's bad out there."
We'll go back to tangents. We'll go back to I
Yeah,
have
no,
some things I want to talk about,
at,
but we're doing
at
it
Lower
general.
Decks. Lower Decks. Let's go back. I mean, not Lower Decks. Star Trek Day.
Star Trek Day. I have some tangents about what's going on in the world, but we'll go back to Star
Okay.
Trek Day first.
We'll do that in general.
Yeah. Yeah, Star Trek Day was good. Trivia was good. I really enjoyed actually Star Trek Day. It was really nice to have all the panels. They were streaming episodes from like 12 like for 24 hours. They were doing Star Trek Day.
But
And
this is the first.
anybody,
This is the first though.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time ever. I wish I had done this 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Well, there's a reason why it was, and I don't know, babe, if it's gonna tie into what you were gonna talk about. So I'll save it for a general
No,
talk.
go ahead, because I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
Star Trek United campaign that they had going on,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they tweeted out their hashtag they were donating $1
Donating
per
money.
hashtag. Yep.
For social justice, scientific method research,
Oh, okay.
some other things. But personally, I don't do that unless I find the research because do your research on donations because some donations don't actually
Yes.
go towards the donation.
Yes.
PSA.
Yes, I strongly recommend what Jenny just said there because the other ones I really don't like either. It's like I remember I used to work for a retail store, and it always said, they do all the donations. No, what they do is they get the customers to give them all the donations,
Mhm.
and then they get the donation credit and the tax break relief from something that they never actually collected or earned themselves.
So like those tangents, I
Mhm.
guess, or side tangent. Like when you go and go, would you like to round up to the nearest daughter and donate the money?
Yeah.
Don't trust those things. Just don't. Do your research on the donations you want to do.
Yeah. And donate directly. That's what I would suggest.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like Dornbeckers is a good one around here. We have them. St. Jude's is not too far from us. These are just places that you could donate to. I mean, but there are so many places that need help and assistance that if
Just
anybody
yeah.
can, especially during COVID times. Sorry, we're on a tangent, but we're
Tangent.
gonna get back. Star Trek Day.
A good one that Scott and I both do is Children's Medical Network
Mhm.
called Extra Life, and you basically play video games or board games for 24 hours to raise money, and that money actually goes straight to the hospital, to Children's Hospital.
Jenny and I have both seen what we raised go to
Mhm.
said hospital and saw what they did with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Star Trek Online and other games I think work with Extra Life too,
Mhm.
and then there's
They
the
Yeah.
Hero Coalition that they work with, and that's with Chase Masterson though, the Hero Coalition, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So
But
there are
just
Star Trek alum too.
Mhm.
I'm trying to keep this on Star Trek related.
Yes, I was just saying, yes, Star Trek. So Star Trek was good. Star Trek Day was good. I enjoyed it. There is merchandise you can buy, and I kind of want to get a shirt that says Star Trek Day on it.
I'm gonna lightly hit this. Amazon is offering a pretty cool deal for like $18.
I saw this. I was like, do I want to get this?
T-shirt every month. It's gonna be a random T-shirt that you get.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I
I'm
sent y'all the
like,
link to it.
yeah. So, but Amazon's doing this. We're not being sponsored or paid by them. It's just something I saw and I kind of want to do myself.
But if you want to sponsor us, hit us up. I'm seeing if I can find that link to show everybody.
Mhm.
I sent it to y'all. Gosh, we talk
yeah,
way
it
too
was-
much, so
Yeah.
trying to find our chat might be hard.
No, she's not joking. We do talk all the
If
time.
y'all want to know what we
We
do
do.
all day,
I come out sometimes, guys, because I work in an area I don't have my phone with me. And these two have been talking all day long. Like the other day, I came out to 31 notifications. I was
That's
like,
it?
geez.
That's it?
What do you
You should
mean
see-
that's it?
You should see my Discord because like there's a guy named Howie, and he works graveyards. So we'll purposely keep the conversations going. It's like 231 messages later. Like, yeah, we decided to take it easy on you today,
mhm.
and then we give him grief because he
That's
doesn't
happening
bother.
with my
reading.
cruise group because they like right now I have 20 plus.
No, I'm
So
saying-
on my cruise group,
Mhm.
we get so talkative that we have a guy who keeps track of all the topics, and he does last time on, and then he puts like bullet points of all the conversations we had because we talk like
Oh.
right now. I have 20 plus notifications for the cruise group
Oh.
because we talk so
We
much.
should do that. We should do that. We should hire somebody to be, well, for free, of course, to be our narrator, to work underneath Scott.
All the random tangents we have.
Uh-huh.
Like, yay, so and so. What was our last tangent about? Poor guy. Can you imagine? They would be like, no, we quit.
I mean, sounds like Brett, since he's good on going on tangents, could do that.
Yeah, old message, but I'll repost it. So we kind of talked about it earlier, guys. If you're just tuning in now, I love. And Jenny mentioned it to me because I didn't actually notice it at first. The bigger size of the Facebook. I wish somebody was on YouTube so we could check that out. Scott, are you on YouTube?
Hold on. If it'll scroll down, there we go.
Okay. Just send us some kind of message. It is a professionalism that sells this show for the dead
Mhm.
air. Jenny's looking up something. She looks really.
It should be a delay. Should be there in a minute.
Yes,
I posted
I'm trying to
something
find.
called testing.
I'm trying to find the link,
Oh, okay. Why am I still not
but
seeing?
since we talk so much, trying to
There
find
it
that
is.
link is hard.
Oh,
The
yeah, it is the same
Amazon
size.
link so people can see it.
Oh, that one, yeah. So okay, yeah, so same size too. Huh, nice.
Oh, look at the picture you have for your
Uh-huh.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's Admiral Saval.
You know who that is? That's my Stowe
hang on,
character.
Oh, I was gonna say it was a girl,
No, that was Jenny.
but you know what girl stands for, right?
Yes.
Jenny, do you know what girl stands for in gaming communities? She's like, I don't know if I want to know this one. Guy in real life.
No.
Girl, guy
Yeah.
in real life. She got it.
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
Because there's internet women and then there's girls, which is just a guy pretending to be a girl. But I do feel bad for our female gamers out there because it seems like when somebody discovers you're actually a real woman, everybody flocks to them. Like, come on, guys, it's just another gamer. Let them have fun. Let them play.
Mhm.
If you're one of those people, don't do that.
Mhm.
Seriously. But anyway, okay. So anything else on Star Trek Day that I missed,
Well,
or that we all may have missed, or maybe we didn't pick up
I
on?
give up. I was trying to find the Amazon link, but
Okay.
I was trying to find the Star Trek Amazon T-shirt link, but I can't find it in our chat. So
Can I mention the Discovery spoiler, or should we hold that one off too? Because I think it's evident. It's in the trailer. It's about the captain of the Discovery.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's in the. I'd say since it's in the trailer, go for it.
So
It's in the trailer.
They haven't officially announced it, but yet you see and 2 separate occasions, you see Saru wearing the captain's uniform, Discovery uniform.
Mhm.
Also, it looks like to start the season, they're going to have the classic Discovery badge, but some point in the season, Burnham comes back onto the Discovery. We don't know when. She's wearing the new badge. So it looks like they might be getting an updated badge that actually will be like the communicator that we're used to.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they're in the
Also,
31st century. They need to have a communicator.
also, did y'all? I don't think we talked about the new announcements. They're gonna have 2 new characters,
Oh no, we haven't talked
and
about that yet.
and we didn't talk about Kenneth Mitchell either
Oh,
in
yes.
his role.
Mhm.
So
That-
Star Trek Discovery announced that there's gonna be 2 new characters. One's gonna be a non-binary, and one's gonna be a transgender character. So that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna put that towards Discovery.
Mhm.
And then they also announced that Kenneth Mitchell is gonna be on Discovery, but he's not playing the Klingon. He's gonna play a human.
It'll be curious to see what role he plays. And I'm
Mhm,
kind of glad
and
to see that he's going to come back because
Mhm.
he was a fan favorite, and it was really
Mhm.
sad when he was diagnosed. And I'm happy to see. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this
I'm
character.
curious how they're gonna do it. Yep.
But I mean, maybe he'll be in a wheelchair. Maybe he won't. Maybe they'll CGI. Maybe he'll do voiceover work, and it'll be a CGI character. We don't really know
We
yet.
don't know.
It's-
We just know he's gonna be a human.
Yeah. So, okay. So we know Suru is going to be the captain.
Mhm.
I'm speculating. I'm thinking Burnham's going to be the first officer. I don't think they're going to give it to Giorgio. Why am I?
No.
No.
I have somebody at my door. Can you guys take over for a second?
Yeah.
Sure.
Who's at Jay's door? I mean, who wants to visit
Yeah.
him?
Watch, it'll be Nathaniel because he got the
He
them to drive
started
him
walking home. He got Uber home. Thanks, Dad, for your credit card.
Yeah.
But yeah, shoot, Discovery, yeah. I'm curious, like, what's gonna happen. And well, you can see from the trailer that they're kind of separated for a while. So I'm curious how that's going to work out.
Hey, look, I'm over here now.
No, I don't want.
I'm over
Okay.
here now. But what? Wait.
She likes having a certain order. Leave her
I
alone.
do. Leave my OCD alone.
You're not the only one with OCD. That was the neighbor kids. They want to play with my daughter, and seems like every time they come over and want to play, she's somewhere else. Like,
No.
can Haley play tomorrow at 4? Like,
Aw.
I'll call her
Aw.
after the end of the show, and I'll find out. They want to come home tonight, but I have a feeling if I call them, I'm going to get the Dad, we want to come home. It's like, just hang out with your aunt.
Yeah, we were joking about Nathaniel stealing your not stealing, but borrowing your credit card to get an Uber home.
Oh, shut up. He probably would. But I want them over there because Grammy's in town. I was debating about going over there myself, but looking at this weather out there,
Yeah. Ooh,
I
so
don't
can we move to topics now?
we discuss everything that we want
I
to.
think we have.
I think we have.
I don't.
So overall, we can go to general topic in a second. Overall, what do you guys think of the first Star Trek day from StarTrek.com? And then we'll
I really enjoyed it.
I did too. And for once, I was actually home to see it. Usually, I'm
Mhm.
working on Star Trek Day.
It was also the weirdest. It was okay. Love and hate. I love that the panels were short and simple,
Mhm.
but I also hate they were short and simple.
Oh. Well, because right now we want to know more. We want to know what's coming
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
The COVID's going on. Is Picard going to come out on time? Is my biggest fear. Are we going to get short treks? When is Strange? Strange
Oh,
New World's coming.
here's a little tidbit from I learned when watching the Lower Decks episode of the Lower Decks panel.
Hmm.
They started Lower Decks during quarantine.
They have.
They weren't. They haven't start. They just did the very beginning. Oh my goodness, that boy. So they said that basically they did the lower decks during quarantine.
Oh wow.
All the animations and all that stuff. Most of that, yeah. I
Wow.
thought that was interesting because they said they weren't they barely started when quarantine happened.
Hmm.
I was like,
And,
well, I mean, if you're stuck at home and you can't really go anywhere,
well,
might as well just do that.
and the how Boimler recorded his lines is pretty funny. He had
Yeah.
a closet next to his office where he had to go in there and do it.
Yeah, they said they had to. Hi, Nathaniel. Yeah, they said that they all the actors recorded their lines at home.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah. And so a lot of them had to go in closets or in places where they can be
Can you
soundproof.
imagine that? Hi, this is my line. Blah 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 blah. This.
In your closet of all your
In your
clothes.
closet, like maybe like tuck into like. I'm definitely gonna want to watch that when it's over.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move into the last topic so my son will stop calling every 20 minutes. I'm sorry, son. I have a show to do tonight. You know this.
He could be watching us.
He could be watching us. Absolutely. I gave him the link.
But if he's watching us, he might get on and stop talking to us.
He has the link to join us,
Oh.
but we'd
Well,
have to invite him in. He doesn't have admin.
Oh, good. I mean,
No, you're absolutely right. All right, so I moved this into general talk or tangent.
tangent. I like tangent talk.
Tangent talk.
We
Fine.
might have to change it.
I'm gonna.
I don't know.
I'm gonna change it.
Should we call it tangent talk or just?
TANGE.
No. What we should call it is Center Seat, now with tangents.
We'll discuss that.
My tangent talk of the day or the week or thing is what's going on in the world. We have fires in California, Oregon, and Washington. It's
Yes.
snowing in Colorado, which it was like
Rain,
101 2 days ago in Colorado, okay? 101 2 days ago in Colorado, and it's snowing. And it's pouring cats and dogs in Texas.
And it's getting ready to rain here the next couple days.
You guys want to switch?
And
No.
no,
I'll take
I'd rather
the
rain.
rain.
But
I'll take the
also,
rain.
it's supposed to have a cold front. This big, giant cold front's coming through, and it's supposed to be cold. I mean, right now it's currently 72,
you
but
You
nope,
want to switch? Come on. Here,
I'm good.
Let me show you. Let me show you what it's
This
like.
is why you should go to Texas. Oh, look at that dark sky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You see that blue sky over there?
yeah,
Yeah.
sucks for you.
Yeah. So right now we are in a smoke haze. It's another reason I don't want to go out driving. More than I absolutely have to. So I'll talk to my sister and she's just gonna stay there for the night. He just doesn't know it yet. But Nathaniel, if you're watching live, you would know that answer right now. And you would probably be calling me again and again and again. That's my
So that-
tangent. No,
That's one of
son.
my tangents. Is what is going on with all this crazy weather?
Yeah. That and what's going on with some of the people too. Like what? No, I mean that nicely. I mean,
Yeah, no, I'm saying just people in general. What's going on with people in general?
yeah. Why are people wanting to get in trouble during Star Trek Day? Beyond me. You know. Why do people not want to? You know. Why do
Why do
people
people
want to
want
get
to
hurt?
test the waters so often now?
It seems like they do. And like this week, Jenny will probably tell you I've already worked 52 hours this week. My pay period doesn't end till tomorrow. That's another 8 hours. That's been 60 hours of work this week. And I'm
Why do
not
people
happy about it.
Why do people have to get hurt or hurt?
Hey, at least my job's better than some people. Like on my wife's side of her security company, if an outside employee tells you they get hurt, they require them to fill out all this paperwork. If
Ugh.
my employee would have got hurt off site and out of she wouldn't be filling out any of the paperwork she has to fill out right now.
I
All
always
I would
joke with my sorry.
go ahead.
I said I always joke with my boss when I I hurt myself, but nothing bad like, you pinch yourself or you get a paper cut. I go, "Oh, I need workers' comp. I mean, I need workers' comp so you can do all that paperwork for my paper cut."
Yeah, that sucks. Trust me. Paperwork for workman's comp sucks. It's a lot of it. HR is really demanding on it. So earlier this week, that's what I was doing, and now that person's back, and now I have like a deadline. Once it gets submitted to me, I have like 8 hours to submit it myself. So tomorrow, guess what I'm going to be doing, Jenny? If I seem to disappear for a little while.
Well, I'll be sleeping most of well, actually, no, I won't. But yeah.
Speaking of tangent talks, some people need to understand that it's not good to nap.
I like sleep.
No. So for those who might not realize this, there's a difference between napping and power napping. Power napping is actually good for you. It's when you get into the third stage of REM. You don't get into full four stage because I don't think people realize how much energy it takes for your body to wake up and fall asleep.
I
And
wouldn't sleep that long. I slept for an hour.
you might have still been in stage 3. But I'm talking about like the people who take the chronic 2 to 4 hour naps. You wake up, you don't feel good. Those people, because it
No, I
takes
just
so much
took a
energy.
nap because I had to be up tonight.
Are you going to work?
No, but I gotta stay up because now. So my new work schedule is I work mornings on Wednesdays, and
Mm-hmm.
then Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I work night shift.
Oh,
So if I got up at 7 a.m. and I need to stay up to 3, 4 in the morning, that's a lot of hours to try to stay up.
my friend Carl
So,
does that too. He's my graveyard security officer. Wednesday night he'll stay up all day because he wants to hang out with his buddies. Then
hmm
Thursday he'll be up during the day, but he'll stay up all night Thursday to Friday, and then he'll go back to his normal pattern. It's like, I don't understand what people do. Me, I like my set schedule.
I like my set schedule too, but right now during quarantine, I will be working my typical mornings, which I don't want to work mornings right now because it's so slow. I literally sat there and stared at the TV. Like,
I saw what you're doing this morning. That was boring.
it was better than staring at the TV.
But come on, little gift bags.
They weren't great. So they're not gift
I
bags.
I
So
know they're not gift bags, but that's what they look like.
I know,
Like, here, thank you for staying with us. Have your little gift bag.
pretty
You know
much.
what I would say? I'd be like, hey, thank you for giving me a bag to put all this stuff in, because I am one of those guys that will take all those things, throw it in a bag, and take it
Yeah.
home.
So those who don't know, a lot of hotels are during this quarantine pandemic time to cut back when we don't know if people had touched things or not, like
Hmm.
the little amenities. We took them all out of the room. And I think it's gonna save us money because some people don't even use them. They bring their own shampoo, conditioner, soap, but some people do use them. So we ask them at check-in. We tell them because it's during this time, blah blah. And so I had to make a little bags to put the shampoo, the soap, the lotion, um, and the hand soap and bar soap.
Hmm.
So
You
I
see
was
what I
like,
did there, Scott?
"What'd you do? Did you change my name on?
No, I
What'd
would
you
never do
do?"
that. I would never do that. No, just look down below on the screen. Scott suggested, so I did it.
Oh,
Oh, she's now a tangent. I like it.
I meant it as a joke, but if you want to keep it, go for it.
Oh, you
I
really wanted
like
to
it.
go
We
with
should
that.
keep it. We should do next Tennessee next Wednesday.
Maybe. We got that one too.
Any other tangents for y'all?
No.
No,
The only tangent I want to do is get off here and go watch CBS All Access. No, we're not
I
being
want to go
sponsored
back
by
to my
the network.
Stargate.
I'm
I
so
want to go
sorry.
back to my Stargate.
Atlantis.
Oh man. Oh,
Atlantis.
I cried.
I have a question. Is Rodney finally growing on you?
A little bit.
Because I remember at the beginning of the series, when you first the rewatch, it's not
Rewatch.
your
Yes, I
first time.
seen it before. I seen
You're like,
Everything but universe.
I don't like Rodney. You know,
He's
he's
gotten
my
a little
favorite.
better.
He's my favorite.
No,
But
okay.
speaking of Stargate Atlantis, have you guys seen the new trailer for Dune? Some of the Atlantis
Not yet.
alumni, some of the Atlantis alumni are on there.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sounds like I know what I'm doing when we leave podcasts. Go watch that
So,
trailer.
yeah, it's actually pretty good. I liked it, but it's just a
Yeah.
retelling of the original story.
You know, I never seen Dune.
It reminds. We'll talk about that in a second. It reminds me not of the Patrick Stewart version of the '80s, but of the 2000s, the better version of one that when sci-fi used to actually produce quality things.
Mhm.
But you haven't seen Dune, Jenny?
No,
My God! And let me guess, you haven't seen Children of Dune?
no.
Where have you been living?
Under a rock, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So
Remember, I am young.
first thing I would recommend is reading the books,
Ugh,
and
reading.
then you could be disappointed with the movie, the 1982 movie. But Patrick Stewart's in there, or sorry, Sir Patrick Stewart's in there. He plays a mediocre character. No, what would you say? A non-leading but support leading character, shall we say?
Yeah, it's more of a support character.
Yeah, it's a small lead role, but it's support. You can definitely tell when you watch it. And then they did the remake in 2000 somewhere. I don't remember the exact year, but they did that one, and the trailer reminds me of that. You didn't have that god awful 80s twisted Sting and this weird thing with the big guy in the flying suit. None of that. Oh no, Jenny, if you ever do watch Dune the 80s version, you'll see a lot of weird things. But the
Mhm.
way I put it, it was the 80s and that's what they did.
You know, speaking of things to watch, I started watching Stargate because there was nothing on Netflix or anything I wanted to watch, right?
Yeah.
Now that I'm in the middle of watching Stargate, there's shows that I've seen that have come out that now I want to watch.
Like
Like the
what?
new Netflix called Away. Apparently that's a really good
Mhm.
one.
I haven't seen it.
It's a new sci-fi one, so
I'll have to check it out. The last Netflix ones I think I saw was like Warrior Nun and Cursed.
yeah, I seen it. I've never watched them.
I recommend The Expanse if you haven't seen it.
That's on
Really,
Amazon,
really
right?
good. It's actually on Amazon now. It started on Netflix and came over, but it's a really good sci-fi show. I just finished it finally last week, I think.
Then
But
there's The
yeah,
Boys as Carl Urban.
yes, I need to finish. I've seen first episode of the first season. I need to go watch the second up. But I'm gonna wait until all of them come out and then just binge watch all of them at once.
I need to stop watching god awful Hallmark rom coms and start watching real
Yes, you
shows.
do.
Mhm.
Yes,
I'm surprised you two don't pick on me. I purposely opened that door.
I was trying to pick on you, but I like them. I like Hallmark random same storyline. Small girl meets big guy. They get together and get married.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, that's half the stories.
sometimes they'll take on other popular things. Like they did a remake of The Family Man with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if you saw that one. It was basically a glimpse, like this could be your life kind of scenario. And like an angel comes to visit him, like this could be your life, and he doesn't want to go. And then when he gets there, he doesn't want to come back, and the angel's like, sorry, but you have to go back. They did that in Hallmark too.
Or they'll do that, small girl meets guy and
Yeah.
have a storyline. Or they'll do a prince is looking for a bride, or this prince didn't look for a bride but found a bride.
Or my husband died, and now I'm alone. I'm alone, kind of scenario. Then you
Yeah,
got your Christmas traditions too. Yeah.
but I still like all of them, and they're all still good.
I just wish it would expand some of those. I mean, I like the fact that they took from the Family Man one.
Yeah.
I wish it would just take from more of them and do their own thing.
Oh my gosh, that boy.
That's up to what, 4 now?
5, I think.
5, yeah.
All right.
You need to
So
learn. Anyways, yeah.
patience is not his strong suit.
I have other words, but I'll wait until off the camera.
Well, we can end. I mean, we're kind of down to 2 people, so probably just Scott and Brett.
Scott and Scott.
Probably.
Maybe Scott. Yeah.
You
Well, we
know,
could
I
just
hang
do
out in both. I do that on purpose.
It's Scott and Scott.
All right, guys. I think we should call it there.
Yep.
All right.
He's gonna keep
Alright.
calling over and over again. I get to tell him the great news that he gets to stay there overnight. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight in episode 19. We'll see you next Wednesday, unless
Mhm.
Jenny has a scheduling conflict. Until
And
then,
Hopefully not.
And our next episode, guys, is a big one. It's episode 20.
that's right. Live long and prosper. I'll do it with this hand. There you go.